how do people know to find you?
Yeah, that's it.
This is,
There's the age old chicken and egg problem there, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
there's a couple of things, and here's what I would say to macro. Like for most people, they're just getting started marketing, so they don't have a ton of people that are actually going to watch the thing live, and they don't have a ton of people that are going to find you on your own. Exactly like your art business currently, you have to do the work in terms of marketing and getting it out there. But for the live art shows in particular, one, you have an email list. You let your entire email list know when the show is going to be. You encourage the entire email list to get there. Then the show runs, and maybe some people show up live, and maybe they don't. Then everybody gets an email after the fact. Hey, you missed it. Here's the show. It was incredible. And then the thing ends, and then you go and do another one, and another one, and another one, and another one, and another one, because it is the future of how art and photography is sold. And lest you think I don't practice what I preach, do you have any idea how many days a week I'm live and how many times a day?
Thank you.
It's staggering. And sort of the analogy that I give, and I think it's such a good analogy, that the best way to sell art or photography, okay, for every single solitary person in this call, it would be if you had your own art gallery in town, right? Where I could come down on Main Street, where I could come down, pop right into the gallery, see all of your work. You would be in there. I'd get to know you. We'd bond, and then maybe I'd take some art out that day. Okay. Well, if that's the case, why do I advise my customers to go live as often as I do? Why do I go as often as I do, which is all the time? And you realize after you do this for some period of time, your art business is just an art gallery that's inside the mall. Okay. Do you know what the mall is? The mall is YouTube, and the mall is Facebook, and the mall is Instagram. Okay. And do you know why people decide to rent a place in the mall? Yes, they need a location, but B, because in addition to the people that would come and see you anyway, you'd benefit from the serendipity of people that are in the mall for other reasons. Okay. And what do I mean by that? There's people that are going into the mall to meet their girlfriends for lunch. There's people that are going in a mall to buy a suit for a wedding that's coming up. There's the people that are going into the mall to look in the pet shop and maybe come home with a dog. And guess what happens when you go live? You're essentially opening your art gallery, okay, in the mall, and you're benefiting out of that serendipity. There are people that are, instead of going to returning shoes and meeting their girlfriends, checking up on their family photos, right? Of what's going on in the world. They're watching cat videos. They're doing whatever they're doing. The reality is that they came to the mall on their own time, okay? For whatever reason. The mall is Instagram, it's Facebook. And because you were going live and doing that broadcast, your doors are open. And serendipitously, people are going to walk in that you never saw before. And guess what? You never know when everyone's in the mall at all times. And so it sort of comes down to how often do you have your doors open? How often do you have your doors open? And for most of you, your doors are never open. Your doors are closed 24/7 because you're not doing any marketing, right? So the live art show is powerful in that fashion. But, I go as far to say, Jane, like, I don't care if the only person that's watching is your mother or your significant other, right? Because they love you. That's how it starts at first, right? But you get better and you do more of them and you email it to your entire list and you have sales that are based on it. And, you guys are terrible at merchandising your work and talking about your work. No one ever does it. And this forces both of those opportunities, and you'd be amazed at how powerful it is. I mean, you saw CG earlier. How fired up was she? Right? She wasn't doing anything. She did her first one, and now like look where her energy level's at. Now she needs to figure out how to get that thing up to YouTube so that she can send it to her entire list. But guess what's going to happen? She's going to get her collector list. Everyone that's ever bought a piece of art from her. She's going to say, "Hey guys, it was CG. I got challenged to run a live art show, and I ran it. Here it is if you want to see it." Right? And she's going to send that to everybody, and everyone's going to be like, "Oh my gosh, I totally forgot she existed. I totally forgot she sold art. I totally forgot she had art for sale. Look at some of these prices." And then they're gonna forward the thing around, and she'll probably get a couple sales out of it. And then guess what? Energy level is up. She'll do it again and again and again. She'll be in the top 1% of artists with marketing acumen that exist in today's day and age, because that's how powerful these live art shows are. And you just keep going. You keep going and going. What's up, YouTube? Thanks for checking out the Q&A. What if you have your own question? First, you can leave me a comment below on this YouTube video. I see them. I will respond. Number two, definitely encourage you to subscribe. It's very easy to do. There's some fancy motion graphics going across the screen now, but there's a subscribe button. There's a bell button. You'll know when we're live. You can come on and say, "Patrick, I have a question," even from your YouTube app, which is super handy. And then the third is 3 times weekly, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, free Zoom calls. We call them the Art Business Workshops. There's going to be a link directly below me in this description. You can sign up. They're free. You can come answer your question, which I'm sure will be awesome. And I will do my measure best to make sure my advice is slightly better than marginal. No, but in all seriousness, I'll take a crack at answering it. Thanks for checking out this video.